Hello my friends, I'm in front of the Luxor Hotel Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada. And we're going to go inside and check out one of the rooms. But first, let's take a quick look at the resort itself before we go inside the room and tour it. This resort was originally announced to be constructed on November 14, 1991 by the Circus Enterprises. At first, for a temporary time, the resort was just known as Project X. This pyramid-shaped resort will be built right next to the Strip, with construction actually starting on April 21st, 1992. And by then, the project would actually be known as the Luxor, which takes the name from the Egyptian city of the same name. It actually cost $375 million to build the Luxor. The resort had a pre-opening to an invite-only guest list, which was on October 14, 1993. It opened to the public the following day at 4 a.m., welcoming thousands of people to the resort. Just a few years later, a $300 million renovation was approved for an expansion of the resort. In January 1996, the expansions began, and mostly were finished within a year. The changes included 2 additional hotel towers, the casino interior, which was redesigned since initially included sections dedicated to space travel, and the skyline of New York City, both which were removed. The Egyptian theme was also scaled back. The changes made improved the revenue of the Luxor and was consistently profitable, and by 1999, Circus Enterprises was renamed Mandalay Bay Resort Group, and in 2005, it was acquired by MGMRewards, which later was renamed MGM Resorts International. Just 2 years later, after the MGM acquired the Luxor, renovations started again. A $300 million renovation for the Luxor. This new renovation essentially removed a lot of the Egyptian theming from the resort to focus more on the casino business of the property. These changes also made it possible for the resort to focus more on adult-oriented attractions, such as modern lounges, restaurants, and clubs. The hotel rooms were renovated in 2021. VC Properties purchased MGM Growth Properties a year later, thereby acquiring a numerous amount of properties on the Las Vegas Strip. To this day, MGM continues to operate the resorts, even though VC Properties owns the resorts. Currently, there's 3 exhibitions that are available to experience at the Luxor. The first one is Titanic, the Artifact Exhibition. The second one is Discovery of King Tut's Tomb. And the last one is Bodies, the Exhibition. Each of these exhibitions will range from $36 and up if you want to go and experience them. There's 3 main shows at the Luxor also available as an attraction. The first one being the Blue Man Group, second Carrot Top, and the third is their Fantasies, the Strip's Sexiest Tease, at least according to the show's title. Those tickets will range between $39 and up, depending on seating. Okay, we made it up to the 14th floor. This is where my room is located. If you're afraid of heights, I recommend that you do not go past the 14th floor. The higher you go, the more difficult it might get for you. So if you do end up in a higher floor, I recommend you stick closer to the left, closer to the wall. You don't want to be too close to the right. It's not like I've never been in a tall building before. I've been at the top of the Empire State Building and also the World Trade Center before September 11. But this building, for some reason, is just, there's an uneasiness to it. I have to assume it's because there's no false sense of protection with a glass window or some type of rail that you can hang on to, or just feel like you're not gonna fall if somebody pushes you. As you can see to the right, there's still some remnants of the past. You can still see a remnants of New York City still standing right here. Now finally we have arrived to room 14056. Let's head inside and take a look at it. I don't know about you guys, but every time I go into a room, I always want to check out to see where the nearest exits are in case there's some kind of emergency. Immediately when you walk into the room, to the right hand side is the bathroom. The bathroom has a decent sized mirror, pretty good lighting. There's the toilet. There's a hairdryer for you to use. 2 outlets for you to use for your electronics. Body lotion and hand wash. A sink. Some towels that are not the softest. And a walk-in shower with a glass sliding door. There is a little bit of a step to get into the shower, so be careful with that. In the shower, you'll find the standard shampoo and hair conditioner that you find in other MGM properties. Although nothing really stands out from this bathroom. You could say it's very basic. The good thing about it is that it was very clean. The water pressure was good. The shower head was large and the water was hot. Now walking into the room, you'll see that there's a big mirror to the right. Perfect to check yourself out before you go outside and party. They stand for you to put your luggage, although most of the time these are usually in a closet, so if you don't see it right here, look in a closet, it might be in there. Here's the thermostat, so you can set the temperature to your liking. Some artwork. Not sure if I actually like it. I actually do like this wallpaper they use. Has a nice look to it, almost like real tile. I also like this leather backboard they use for the bed. I feel like it blends well with the wallpaper in the back. This is probably where a minibar used to be. I don't think it was a mini fridge. It's very rare when you find a mini fridge in Las Vegas. Sometimes there are some hotels that will give you a mini fridge. However, you have to pay extra and request it prior to you coming into the room. As you saw a second ago, the room comes with a large TV, and right below the TV there's 2 outlets for you to hook up your electronics. You get an ice bucket, so you can go collect ice for yourself. Most ice machines are located on every floor, close to the elevators. Then of course you get some plastic cups, just like a motel. The drawers are pretty big, plenty of room for you to put all your clothes. Here's another spot for you to hang your clothes. And you'll find the iron and the ironing board in here too. You'll find 2 chairs in the room, and a little table, and a lamp. The chairs are pretty comfortable. You can tell they have been through some things. They don't look new anymore. I personally don't like the color of the chairs. They look old-fashioned, kind of dingy looking as far as I'm concerned. Not something I want to sit on and relax in. Unfortunately, the room that I got has an obstructive view. If you see, there's some kind of coating on the window itself, so it prevents me from getting a clear view. This is due to the fact that I am in the side of the pyramid that has a sign attached to the windows. When you see the pyramid on the outside, usually there's some type of billboard attached to one of the sides of the pyramid. I'm in that side, so this is why I get this bad view, obstructive view of the valley itself. And you have to look really close through the little holes for you to see what's actually out there. And it makes the room very dark too. Initially when I came into the room, I was like thinking like, why is this room so dark? And then quickly I noticed that it was because there's this film on the window itself. First I thought it was all the entire pyramid, but then I remember that no, I've stayed at the pyramid before and it wasn't this dark. It's because I'm in the side where the billboard is attached to the window. The room also comes with this nice sized desk for you to do any type of work, and plenty of places for you to put your stuff in. A lamp, however, doesn't have any outlets for you to connect any of your devices, so that's a miss for me. Again, I do not like this chair. The air conditioning unit looks kinda old. Reminds me of the ones in a motel. I will hope that they will change these and update them. However, I'm pretty sure that the MGM doesn't feel the same way that I do. This room came with 2 queen beds. Both beds were somewhat soft and firm at the same time. I can't tell you it was the greatest, but it was not the worst. They serve their purpose. The nightstand in the middle is where you'll find the safe inside the drawer. Overall, the safe was kind of small. You might be able to put some jewelry, cash, maybe a passport, some type of document. If you're lucky, maybe some type of tablet. But overall, you're not going to be able to put a full-size laptop in there. You'll find a phone that you probably never use, and a lamp with 2 outlets, which is awesome. Now let's get down to it. How much did I pay for this room? The base room price itself, nothing. I got it through my MGM Rewards program. It's free to sign up. I don't actually gamble in the resort that much in any of the MGM properties. So the only thing I can think of why they gave me a free room is because although I don't gamble, I do go through their website, and anytime I want to book to see a show, I go through their website, and I've seen a lot of their shows in multiple properties. So I have to assume because I spend a lot of money on the shows themselves, they just decided to throw me a bone, you could say, and give me a free room. I had the opportunity to stay here or at the Excalibur. I prefer to stay here than the Excalibur. From the things that I've heard, the Excalibur is not as well taken care of to the extent as the Luxor. So if you didn't like the room tour of the Luxor, you probably wouldn't like the room tour of the Excalibur. I can't really tell you if that is truly the case because I've never stayed at the Excalibur, but just from what I've heard, it's not the greatest. One of these days I'll probably go down there just to check it out myself, especially if they still give me a free comp room. Why not just go see it for, you know, the sake of seeing it. There is a resort fee attached to all properties of the MGM resorts. I paid $51.02 out the door for the resort fee. The resort fee is about, I think, between $42, $45, but there's an extra charge for tax on the resort fee itself. So the total was $51.02 for me. Parking is an additional charge that's not included in the resort fee, and that's an extra $18 for you to pay per night. That's self-parking. If you want valet parking, I believe it's $40 a night. So I take it back. My not so comp room ended up being $69.02 out the door. Like they always say, the house, aka the casino, always wins. So even on a free room, I still pay $69.02. I think it was worth it for one night. I had a good time, and I definitely plan on coming back. It's time to wrap up this video. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe. That helps a lot. Until next time, my friends, I hope everybody stays safe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.